Gray here. This is a special edition of the Confident Live Marketing Show. I'm really excited today because I'm going to be sharing with you a tool that I have discovered in the last couple of months that I'm really, really excited about Invideo. I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about that, but also about how to repurpose, how to promote your live videos. Now, if you have been watching my shows before, we're all about how to be more confident with live video, whether that is getting in front of the camera, or whether that's with the mindsets, or whether it's the tech and the gear, or whether it's the content and marketing. So, yes, but the thing that a lot of people forget about, of course, is the repurposing and the promotion side of things. So it's great to see you guys here. If you're watching the replay, just put hashtag replay. But I'd also love to know if you're watching live, where in the world are you watching? Put in the comments where you're watching. We've got some lovely live viewers here. I can see Juliet Stapleton is saying this should be amazing. Thanks, Juliet. Amanda Webb, ooh, exciting. Ecom Network as well. So excited for this one, Ian. That's great. And Making says, love the sound of this. And of course, my lovely friends at Invideo are here. So yeah, great. Lola's also here. So hi, Lola. Hope you're doing really well. Martin Buckland is from the center of the world, apparently, Toronto. One day I will go to Toronto. And we've also got Kalena, also from Toronto. So obviously all my listeners and viewers are from Canada at the moment. Melissa's also here from Sandbach. So yeah, it's a hot Toronto morning here from Howard. This is so funny. This is really, really funny. Everyone's from Toronto. Well, I'm, oh yes, and yeah, Melissa's from Sandbach, which is just down the road from me. So if you haven't come across me, I'm Ian Anderson Gray. I live just south of Manchester in the UK. My big thing is confident live video. And I'm really passionate about live video for so many reasons, because it's, first of all, it's a really quick and easy way to produce content, because I'm a huge blogger. I believe in the power of blogging, but it takes such a long time sometimes to put a blog together. With live video, you plan, obviously, and we're going to be talking about planning, but then once you've done that and you know what you're doing, you press that go live button, you've created a piece of content. Today, though, we're going to be talking about what happens after you've gone live and you press the end broadcast button. You know, what happens then? Because a lot of people go to sleep at that point. So we don't want that. Lola is from Jacksonville in Florida. That's great to see you. And Jim is from Indiana watching on LinkedIn. So yeah, we are broadcasting across all the different channels: LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, pretty much all of them, I think. So if you've got any questions for me today, just pop it in the comments. And as I said, I'm going to be sharing with you my process, the 5 Ps of how I produce my live shows, but particularly looking at the final 2 Ps, which is the promotion, the post-promotion, and the repurposing, and sharing a little bit more about this really, really cool tool. And if you stay until the end, I've got an amazing deal. It's really exciting. So, right, I think we need to get on with it. Are you excited? Let's do this. So let's just get the tech working. No, that's not working. That's no good, is it? Let's sort the tech out. It's great when it was working before, and now it's not working. There we go. Let me know if you can see that. So, actually, that is the wrong. Oh dear. One sec. Let's do this. Let's do it. Second time lucky. No. Okay. It is going to work. I promise you. This is what happens on a live show when things don't go according to plan. So I'm just going to have to start showing my screen again. Go back to here. And this time, it is going to work. Yay! That's fab. That's great. Excellent. Scott says 5 Ps in a pod. So, awesome. And Kalina also has a question here. So I'll probably get back to you, Kalina, if that's okay. She asks, I have a huge content overload problem. Excited to learn how to tackle repurposing all these lives we're doing. You know what, Kalina? You are not alone there. You really aren't. I mean, there's so much to think about. There's the tech side of live video. There's the promotion, and there's the repurposing. And then, of course, there's the mindset side of things. So you're not alone. But yeah, I'm going to be showing some of those things now. So hopefully you can see this okay. And yeah. So 5Ps, what are the 5Ps process? Well, so the first thing that you need to think about, of course, is planning your live videos. Then it's on to pre-promoting it. Before you go live, you need to think about that side of things. Then it's on to producing your live video, then post-promoting, and then finally repurposing that live video. So let's look briefly at planning before I get on to the final two pieces, which is what this show is really all about. So planning, make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be talking about. If you've got a guest, make sure you send a link to them so that they know when they're coming on the show. I use a tool called Calendly for that. So that's a really, really cool thing to do. Once your guest schedules in Calendly, send them an email with a checklist of all the things that you know you need to do. Then you need to schedule your video test, perhaps, with the guest, just to make sure that everything's working okay. Now, the next thing that I do is I create a show doc I use Google Docs, but it doesn't really matter. This is basically everything that I need to do, everything that I need to talk about in my live show, including the first words that I say, because I think you have to treat yourself a little bit like an idiot. Sometimes your brain will go to mush when you go live. So I create that in my Google Doc. And I also use Asana to help myself and my VA go through all the processes. So I think that's one thing that I would really, really recommend doing. Plan every single stage, the structure, the process as you go through this. And this will really help with not just the planning and the pre-promotion and the production, but also with the repurposing side of things too. Okay, quickly on to pre-promotion. Now, if you're scheduling your live shows, you can then send the link out on, to Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. I will send it out on Twitter a couple of days before I go live. So this is some of the tweets I've sent out there. For example, I've sent that out 2 days before, 15 minutes before, and then also when we're live. So some ideas are there of what you can do, whether it's Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or email. Make sure that people know that you're going live before you actually go live. And you can use tools like Canva, but you can also use tools like Invideo to create some of those graphics and videos. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Make sure you send your guest a list of questions and a link to where you're going to go live too. Okay, that brings me on to the production side of things, which I'm not going to go into in a huge amount of detail today. That's for another show. Obviously, make sure you're following your checklist. Warm up your body and your voice. My background, way back 20 years ago, I trained as a professional singer. So I'm all about warming your voice and your body, making sure that you're feeling confident. Start with a smile. Don't delay. Introduce your topic. And, of course, yourself. Make sure that, don't assume that everyone knows who you are. And the other thing I want to mention is live video is kind of like putting yourself in a time machine, because there are actually two audiences. The first people you need to greet are your replay audiences. Your replay viewers, I should say. So greet them first, because they're likely to be the first people that will watch you. And of course, they're from the future. And then you then need to obviously make sure that you're engaging with your live viewers. And I will be engaging with you live viewers in a second. If you're asking any questions, I'll get back to you. So now you've pressed the end broadcast button. What then? What do you do at that point? Well, there's a lot of things you could do. There's a lot of things that you could do at this point. And, I wonder what you think those things should be. I'm just going to share my camera on here so that you can actually see me. There we go. So yeah, what do you do at this point? Well, I don't know about you, but my temptation was, have a rest, go to sleep. That's it. I've done it. I've gone live. Yay. But that's wrong. That is the wrong thing to do. And you might be tempted to do that. But if you do that, you're missing out on more content, more reach, more engagement, more audience growth. And you're missing out on saving some time, because with repurposing and post-promotion, you can save so much time. So how about turning your live videos into evergreen content? The video that's actually going to last a lot longer. You can create mini communities around your live videos too, by getting people involved after the live. You can create mini videos, extract that and repurpose it into mini videos. into IGTV videos, Instagram stories, blog posts, and podcasts. So many things you can do. Now, I know what you're saying. You're looking at all of that and you're thinking, well, how on earth do I have the time or the resources for that? And how, you're going to be recommending like a really expensive tool for this or hiring people. Well, stay with me on this one because it's not, I've got solutions for you. So the final 2 P's, post-promotion, and then finally repurposing, which is the bit I'm really excited about. You can turn your live videos into blog posts, social media images and videos, a podcast, LinkedIn video, YouTube videos. But it's all down to planning. You've got to plan. So if you plan your live videos, you can have a month's worth of high value content. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I've got Abhilash from Invideo coming on to give you a little tour of Invideo. And I've just been blown away by the tool. It's every time I come back to it, I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, there's so much we can do here. And all of that, just imagine like a whole month's worth of content from one live video. So you go live for half an hour, or if you want an hour or 15 minutes, and you've got all this content created from this one live video. So I wonder whether you empathize with any of these 3 bottlenecks. I certainly do. These are big issues for, I think, most of us. These are the things that are stopping you from doing those things. The first thing is the time involved. You're thinking, oh my goodness, how on earth am I going to be able to do all of that? The second is the effort. I'm going to admit I'm lazy at the best of times. And so I'm always looking for something that's easy to do. And repurposing's hard. It takes that time. And of course, then it's the cost in terms of like paying somebody to do this or paying for a tool to do this. So today I'm going to just talk about some ways that you can get better at this. It doesn't have to be this way, especially if you use a tool to help you. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to give you some examples now of how you can use Invideo. Invideo is an online video creation tool. And it's really, really easy to use. It works within the web. And you can create videos very quickly and easily. Now, Invideo has a really cool live video series with my friend Steve Dotto, who is awesome. He's been on the show a couple of times. It's called Just Between You and Me. And it's really awesome. So I'm going to just come back to me. And just before I do that, I'm just going to see, just going to have a look and see who else is here. Before I do that, Carrie Ray's here. Hi, Carrie from Cleveland, Ohio. It's a beautiful city. I went there last year. That's great. Yeah, and you got to go live. When are you going to go live, Carrie? Amir Duffy's here. Yeah, Invideo says, oh, don't we all? There is a way round. Yes, there is, which is cool. Turning your live videos into evergreen content. Definitely. So, okay. Oh, yes. And Invideo also says you can check out Just Between You and Me, the show here. Just go to invideo.io/you and me. So that's great. Right. I'm just going to do something here. If you just excuse me while I juggle a bit of technical stuff. We just want this to work, don't we? So I'm just going to go back to here. And I want to play you. What do I want to play? I want to play you. Where has it gone? Where has the video gone? The video has disappeared. That's really annoying when this happens. Okay, so from the one live video, I'm wondering whether I can just get this up. So basically what I'm going to show you here is an example of one of the live videos that Steve did for Invideo with Mark Schaefer. And so this was just a standard live video, and they went live for it's about 40 minutes. And then they repurposed it into all these different videos. So I'm just going to find it. It's just disappeared, unfortunately. So I'm just going to find it in a second. There we go. That's the video. That was March. Where? There we go. I know. So just talk amongst yourselves while I find this. It's just annoying because the video just decided to close down halfway through. which is typical, isn't it? It's typical when that happens. So, it is somewhere. It is somewhere. Okay, nearly there. I wonder whether... There we go. Got it. Got it. How about that? So, let's just share my screen. Can you see that okay? Yeah, apologies for that. We got there in the end. So here is, this is part of the live show.
So you were one of the only people I know that has actually been contracted the COVID virus. No, you had a period of what, two weeks, 20 days where you were pretty sick.
Yeah, well, yeah, my wife got sick first. She was sick for almost 3 weeks, and miraculously, I didn't get.
So there you go. So that's part of it. I probably shouldn't have shared that one where it shows that Mark Schaefer was sick with the COVID-19, but there we go. So that's one example of a live show. But then let's see how you can repurpose that into different content, which is really, really awesome. So let's go back. And where's it gone? Right, there we go.
Change is the only constant. Heraclitus came up with that more than 2,500 years ago. But why does it feel more relevant than ever in our world today? Is it because one day we woke up to realize self-driving cars have stepped out of science fiction movies and onto our roads? Or is it because TikTok took over your world so fast that you didn't even try and catch up? Consumer trends are changing by the day. Marketing trends are changing by the hour, and content trends are changing by the minute. The only thing that remains constant in this perpetual state of flux? Humans. You, me, we, us. Humans. And the good thing about being human is we can't really change all that often. So the only way to stay ahead of the curve is to focus on the human in the room. Not impressions, not clicks, not purchases, but people. In our second episode of Just Between You and Me, I sit down with Mark Schaefer, world-renowned speaker and author of The Marketing Rebellion, and show you how to stay ahead of the curve and win the war of attention by becoming the most human company in the world. That's Wednesday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific on Invideo.io/you and me.
Cool. So let's just pause that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I have to say I was blown away when I saw that video for the first time. I mean, you could use that trailer. You could create a trailer to pre-promote your live shows or do something for the replay afterwards. And I mean, wouldn't you like to have something like that? That is just so, so awesome. So you can create trailers. You can create trailers like that very, very easily. And you can also create lots of other different types of content, which I'm going to share in 1 second. I can see John Upton's here from Brum. Great to see you. Carrie also says, Steve Dotto and Mark Schaefer, two of my fave fellas in this industry. They are absolutely awesome, awesome people. Great. So let's have a look at the next example. So this is, I'm going to share something on Instagram. So let's just share this. So this is an Instagram post. Again, this is created using Invideo, and this is how it goes. So obviously this is a shorter video for Instagram. It's got the quotes on there. It's got some music. It's really engaging. You've got that movement. And you've got the logo at the end there, which is really cool. So you can create quote videos really, really easily as well in video. And then you can also do, so let me just load this up now. So this is the kind of video that I've been creating in the past. So This is actually showing part of the live video. It's a little extract, and you've also got captions. Captions make such a difference.
In the short term, protecting our brand and looking at this as an opportunity to create a lasting emotional connection that leads to loyalty is going to be more important than short-term sales. The currency right now, it may not necessarily be sales. It may be emotional equity in what you do in your brand.
So you see what you can do there is, that's basically just a little extract of that live video. What we've done is we've popped that into Invideo. We've put captions on there, some logos, some branding, and then at the end, there's a little end sequence, which really, really pops out, I think, which is awesome. So you can do things like that. So some other examples as well. Let me just refresh this page before I show you it. And let's share my screen again. So let's look at this. Another type of video that you can create.
I'm a marketing geek, and my mind's always turning. And you know, if you love business and you love marketing, there can really be no more fascinating time that we're in right now, because you know all the rules are being broken. There is no playbook. There is no path. We don't know what's going to happen next, and so it's just absolutely fascinating for me.
I mean, isn't that awesome? I don't know about you. I was kind of like boogieing on down to the music there. So that's a longer video. We've got the video from the live video in there. We've got a beginning sequence as well, which is really cool. Let me know if you were boogieing on down to that music. And then finally, another one I'll just show you. So let's just go back to this. So you've got a bit of teasing there, you know, watch the rest of it in the live video there or in the replay, which is cool. So you might think, well, those look amazing, but how on earth can I create those? You know, I'm not a designer. But the thing is, you don't have to be. You don't have to be a video production person with these. You can do it very, very quickly and easily within Invideo. So I'm going to show you. We're going to show you how we do that. By the way, with those videos, you can pop them anywhere. I meant to say this earlier. You can actually pop this in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you know, in whatever community that you're in. You can, once you've created it. So a lot of those are in the square format, but you might then want to change that into like a portrait view for Instagram TV or Instagram stories. You may want it landscape for the likes of, I don't know, Facebook or Twitter, where you can easily do that as well, very, very easily. And then once you've done that on all those different platforms, that will obviously in those posts you'll link back to the original video or to your blog post or podcast or whatever, and that will allow you to gain more traffic, gain more viewers, really, really quickly and easily. And with those examples that I gave you, all of those were created using Invideo, and you don't have to use. In fact, you certainly don't need to use any complicated and expensive video software, which is pretty cool. So definitely, let's see. So yeah, let's have a look at some questions. John Upton says, "Who created these?" So these were all done at Invideo. And yeah, Invideo says we did. You've got an amazing team. So yeah, I don't know who Invideo is here, but we've got the team from Invideo here, and it's time, I think, to bring in Abhilash. So how are you doing, Abhilash? How are you doing?
Hey, and great, great, great. How are you doing?
I'm just going to switch off. I forgot to switch off the button. So hopefully the audio is working okay. Yes, thank you so much. It's great to have you here.
Well, couldn't be more excited. So we just came out of a 3-month lockdown. So this is my home studio, and apologies for the way this turns out. But super happy to be here. Yeah, and thank you for showing them the examples. I'm really hoping that some of them liked it, right? If they didn't, they did a pretty bad job.
Well, no, I mean, that's the thing. I was just, there's a lot of competition out there with video. We see a lot of video out there, and there's actually a lot of poor quality content, or there is some very good quality content out there, but it requires a lot of skill, a lot of time and effort and money. And so showing those examples using the tool Invideo is amazing. And yeah, just going back to, you've obviously come out of, you're still in this crisis in India with the lockdown, and but don't worry about, you don't need to apologize, because we're all about authenticity and being real on the show. So you don't have to apologize for that. But you're going to show us a little bit more of an in-depth walkthrough on Invideo. So if anyone's got any questions for Abhilash and for myself, pop them in the comments, and but you're just going to give us a quick overview, aren't you?
Yeah, so before I even get to the platform, right? So a couple of disclaimers here. So every asset that you just saw is actually something that was created by our marketing team. So it's not even like there isn't a video editor who's doing this. In fact, our entire team is made up of people who are marketers and storytellers, but none of us know how to edit, right? Our CEO doesn't know how to edit. I don't know how to edit. I lead growth here. None of us know how to edit. So this is literally made by my team, which is the marketing team here, and they, I think, churned out each one of these pieces in about half an hour or so. So yeah, I mean, just again, to kind of take a step back and kind of let people in on what those pieces were, we actually took one bigger piece, which was the episode, right? So we have the main episode, which is for about an hour. We kind of create a promo for that, which gets promoted before the show goes on air. That's for about 35, 40 seconds. That's entirely created on Invideo. Every asset that you see on our Instagram page, any ad that we run on Facebook, all of those assets have to be mandatorily created on Invideo. That's just like a central policy for how we go about things, right? But then what we do is we actually take that one hour piece, and this is essentially why I wanted to kind of come on your show, because I think there are a lot of people that we speak to out there don't really realize they either do live video or they do non-live videos, right? But what happens is when you actually bring both of these together, it can be an insanely useful amalgamation. You can actually take one live video like we just did and kind of break it into 15 pieces, 20 pieces, right? You can literally make a code video out of every disruptive code that you get, and that's very, very good original content, right? You usually read up quotes by Seth Godin or by Neil Patel or other some of these other big creators. But what you don't realize is that you actually have a lot of content yourself. If you actually put it out, people will relate to it and people will find it extremely useful, right? Then there's obviously a lead up video. So a lead up video is basically where we create a narrative. We kind of touch upon the problem. I am actually going to show you how to create one of those, shortly.
That would be cool.
In the next 2 minutes. But the lead up video essentially is the narrative that you were also using, Ian, which is you talk about the problem, you talk about the bottleneck that people are facing right now. Then you bridge that to how you are best positioned to serve it, right? And then you kind of show them a snippet of how if they attend your live webinar, then they will be able to kind of learn that and kind of solve that problem for themselves, right? And then you obviously show them a small teaser. You actually take a snippet out of your video that's really interesting and show them that. And then you obviously have a CTA towards the end. Just that in itself is actually a great narrative. And as you can see, the results can be really, really good. And fun fact, you don't even need to shoot content. So you've got your live video, but other than that, none of the things that you've seen are original footages, right? They come from an inbuilt library of royalty-free stock videos and images that we have as a part of Invideo. which is got which pulls in video clips from premium subscriptions like Shutterstock, right? So you can literally find a great visual for any and every search term under the sun, completely free of cost. You don't have to spend a dime for it, right? So having said that, let's quickly switch to Invideo. And just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
And one thing just to say, unfortunately, Steve Dotto's voice doesn't come with Invideo. That's the only downside. But I mean, yeah, that was using the voiceover feature, wasn't it? I mean, he was speaking through that, and I really loved that.
So we actually got him to record the entire video, and he sends that file over to us, and then we kind of just plug it into Invideo, right? But even if like the example that I'm showing you today is actually like a lead up video, which does not need you to do a video, right? Okay, so can you see my screen all right, Ian?
Yes, we can. Yes. Let us know if you can see the screen, guys. And again, if you've got any questions for us both, I'm so excited about this. I just can't wait. So yeah, dig in.
Perfect. So for everyone who's watching in, if my screen lags for a second or if there's any form of delay, my apologies to this, because there's just too much happening. We're streaming live, and at the same time, Invideo is kind of a browser-based platform, right? Okay, so disclaimer: this is entirely browser-based. You don't need any form of installation. It's for desktop for now because of the powerful editing features that we give. But we are planning to come up with mobile apps soon, right? But okay, moving on to here's how the homepage looks like, right? So the premise is that, as Ian pointed out, I'm just going to touch base on the three bottlenecks that you've just touched upon briefly. So the bottlenecks that Ian pointed out, which you'll relate to, are the amount of that repurposing content needs a lot of time, it needs a lot of effort, and effort in terms of the fact that you'll need to know how to edit, right? And obviously, if you don't know that, then there's a cost implication, because you will have to outsource this to a video editor, and that comes with its own cost, right? What we're doing is we've actually built a platform that solves all three bottlenecks at their foundations. So let me actually just brush upon how we do that, right? So let's take the first bottleneck, which is time and effort. So what we've done and how we've solved it is you've got close to about 4,000 odd custom templates that have been built from the ground up. As you can see, I'm just going to browse so you can kind of see all the templates that you can see here. In fact, we've also got a July calendar up and running. So you don't just have to use Invideo for repurposing your live video content. You can actually also kind of support it and amplify it by creating secondary content or ancillary content that is independent of your live video but does not require you to shoot or go live, right? So this is, for example, your July calendar. So you've literally got templates for every single use case, right? So if I look at product ad videos, for example, right? You name it, and we've got that use case covered. So this is a great starting point. Saves you a ton of time in terms of figuring out a design, going and figuring out a template, starting from scratch. Now, in addition to that, I think the other biggest bottleneck that comes in terms of time and effort is searching for royalty-free stock footage, right? So we've got an inbuilt library actually that I'm just going to get to in a second, where I'll show you how you can search for any search term and add it to your scenes, right? Now that ties in beautifully to the third aspect, which is this saves you a ton of cost, right? And Ian obviously has a very special giveaway at the end of the show, which I'm not going to divulge at this point in time. I think I'm not going to spoil the fun. But
don't spoil it.
Yeah, the idea is that you can actually create as many videos as you'd like, use all the stock footage that is there, use all the designs, completely customize each and every one of these templates. So it's not like you have to use this just the way that it is. You can actually invert the colors, you can change the shoe to a brush, you can do whatever it is that you want. And all of this comes in for less than $10 a month, right? That's the benchmark that we've set. The purpose is to actually make video accessible to anyone and everyone. So I think if you just probably give it a spin, best part, you don't even have to sign up to actually take Invideo for a spin, right? You can create as many videos as you'd like on a free trial that you get into when you sign up. And you only pay in when you want to remove the Invideo watermark. So there's a watermark that comes in by default, obviously. But other than that, if you just want to play around, if you just want to even publish them with the Invideo watermark, you can actually keep doing that. We are not going to charge you for it. Cool. So let's actually just come back to our video, right? So this is the project that I kind of fetched, and I just kept it ready so that I can show you how this looks like, right? I'm just going to show you how the overall preview looks like. This is the exact lead up video that it's the exact same format that Ian showed you about a couple of seconds ago.
The whole video concept is so
right. So obviously that's a project. I actually changed the name, but there you go. So the project is right here. So we are not kidding when we say that you can create this on Invideo. Now let me just quickly show you how this functions. Right. What is this layout? So this is the editor that you come to. In the middle is your main workspace, right, where you can actually move things around. You can do whatever it is that you want. I'm just going to undo that so that I don't spoil the project. But you can literally double type this. You can change the text. You can do whatever it is that you want with it. At the bottom here, all of your scenes are lined up next to each other. So you can actually move from scene to scene. You can preview how that scene looks like. You can edit it and then preview it again, and so on and so forth. So you can basically work from one scene to the other, right? Even when you think about it, if you look at the video again, everything is one scene which has one text and one visual, right? So it's that easy. It's actually discrete pieces. It's not like one extremely complex web of editing, right? You can obviously change, increase the duration. You can reduce the duration. You can do all of that, right? Now on the left is where your asset panel lies. So anything that you want to add to your video actually ends up being on the left. Now I'm just going to briefly touch upon the options. The most important one is the media option, because this is where all of your stock footage lies, right? So let's say I want to talk about copywriting, right? Because that's the subject of the video. I'm just going to type writing. Perfect. So if let's say I wanted to use a clip like this, which is from one of our sources, right? You can actually see this. If you like this as a video clip, all you've got to do is just drag and drop this here. It'll allow you to select the part of the video that you want to use. I'll use the first 6 seconds and I'll click on done, right? And there you go. It gets added. So that's the frame. I can actually make this bigger. As you can see, I can actually change. Okay, let me do this. There you go. It's suddenly a different scene, right? I'm actually going to go one step ahead. Now, this is where you add anything from on the left. When you have to edit anything, you have to actually go on the right. So for example, when I want to edit my text, I just click on the text and all the editing options show up on the right. You can change the colors. So for example, I want to make this blue. There you go, right? Or I just want to leave it red. Given Ian's brand colors, right? It's white and red. So there you go. That's as simple as it gets. I can actually change the entire text. Obviously, I'd say, hey, but you do have a way to track.
And one thing that I really love about Invideo is the fact that you can also add your brand colors and logos as well, can't you? So if you know what they are, you can already add them in as a template.
I'm just going to get to that in a minute, but I have not done that yet, right? But this is how simple it is. So if you've ever used Canva, any of you that ever used Canva, think of this as Canva on steroids, right? Because it's literally taking the simplicity of Canva and adapting it to video, right? So that's the edit panel. Now let's say I want to edit the video clip. I just click on the video clip and there you go. You've got all the editing options for the video, right? Now you've also got something called as layers. So layers actually helps you identify elements. So for example, as you can see there's a background layer that is hidden. Right now you can actually unlock it. But okay, so if I want to just probably unlock this, there you go. Now if I delete this, you see that there was an overlay layer that just got removed, right? So your template kind of comes in as this pre-built structure of sorts, a framework for you to kind of build on. But that doesn't stop you from going and changing everything about it, right? So it's up to you. It's up to the level of customization that you need, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next bit. So you obviously have images as well. Goes without saying, you've got some beautiful images that you can use, right? Then there's obviously an inbuilt music library, which is categorized by moods. So you can actually just select whichever mood your story is a part of, and then it'll recommend tracks that you can use, right? Then there's obviously textiles. So you've got a whole bunch of really interesting
I love
textiles.
these.
Right, exactly. So it's going to take you a ton of time to animate these things, right? Even a trained video editor is going to actually, contrary to popular belief, need significant time to do this. And I'm going to actually tell you the best part. When I'm done with this project and I'm going to hit on export, how much time, Ian, do you think it takes for a video to get exported on Invideo?
Well, I kind of know because I played around with it, but I mean I think before I played I used it. You know, I've used tools on my computer that can take like 10, 20 minutes, sometimes longer.
And you know, when you work on an Adobe system, like if you work on Premiere Pro, for example, the smallest of projects, like a project like this, could actually take you upwards of half an hour. We've got editors who kind of crab out it all day long, right? So now, when I actually edit this video, we allow for videos to be made up to about 15 minutes in length. When I export this, it doesn't take anything more than about 5 minutes tops. I mean, that's also the upper limit. And I will show you that by the end of the session, right? But yeah, that's the export time that it takes. Okay, moving on, there are stickers. So for example, what if you wanted to add a CTA? What if I wanted to add a call us button, right? I'm just going to add that here. I'm going to make it bigger. Right? You can add, so there's swipe up, there are a whole bunch of things, right, that you can edit. You've got animated icons, the works. Now there's something called as effects as well. So what if I want to actually just add a slightly different effect to this, right? I'm just going to kind of reduce the opacity a little so that it doesn't interfere with my text. But here's how this scene will look like now that I play it. You remember the original scene, right, Ian? You know how it was on a blank blue screen. This is how this scene looks like, right? So you can entirely change this. I can actually get rid of the video clip as well. I can get rid of the overlay. It's extremely intuitive, right? You've got shapes. You've got basic shapes. So if you want to point at something, etc., you actually have those. You've got masks, and then obviously you've got uploads. So uploads is where you will actually upload all of your assets. So there are a whole bunch of things that I had uploaded when I was creating a project. But this is where all of your uploads will stay. And as you can see, you can upload files up to 800 MB. So if you have a webinar, and now the obvious question is that your live stream can go upwards of 1 GB, right? So when you're trying to do this, what I'd advise you to do is you can actually cut a small section of that on your desktop. So if you use a Mac, you can actually do it on QuickTime Player, right? If you use a Windows machine, you can do it on Windows Media Player. Just cut the chunks of that bigger piece that you would want to repurpose, and then upload them to Invideo, right? And once they're here, you can access them no matter whenever, no matter what the day is, and you can actually just access them, right?
Yeah, I think that's a really great tip. And I was going to say anyway, we should be watching our live videos back anyway, because it's how you improve and you how you learn how to get better. But also it means that you can go through it and, oh, that was a really, really good section. I can edit that bit out. So you can do it as you watch through it.
Now, here's the best part, Ian, and I know you would specifically commented on this and said that, hey, this is amazing. So I'm just going to show people this. We've actually built the world's first intelligent video assistant. It's actually built into the system. So what it does is when you click on this, it actually analyzes your scene. And there you go. It kind of try the auto calculate duration button, because it says that the video duration is longer than the scene duration. It'll get cut after 4 seconds. So if I click on resolve, it actually will resolve that for me, and it will tell me that the scene looks good. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? It can detect things like, for example, if your text is not visible. A lot of times, these are very basic things, but even video editors sometimes overlook this, right?
Yeah.
So if all of these hygiene issues are going to get detected right there. So you leave all the heavy lifting to the platform, and you just focus on your story and the narrative that you want to talk about, right? Okay, so that's as far as the layout is concerned. Obviously, we'll be more than happy to kind of help you out with any additional training that you need. But here's the best part. You can actually click on this small button here, and we kind of give 24/7 live chat support. So if anyone has any questions, they can actually talk to us right here. and we'll be with you in under a minute. And if we have to hop on a call with you to kind of take you through things, we will do that right then and there, right? So we are there with you throughout this process of video creation. We know it can be slightly daunting, but I think that's essentially why Steve, really supports us. He feels that we're an amazing platform. You do, Ian.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
roommate does. She actually was on our. She did a webinar for us yesterday. So yeah, I mean, it's an extremely intuitive platform. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on preview and export. It actually shows you a preview of the whole platform, of the whole video, right, of the whole project. And when I'm done with that, I'm in the interest of time, I'm not going to play this, but I'm just going to wait for the preview to get loaded. And then I'm going to click on export video, right? And it gets submitted for rendering. And it should potentially take about a good 4 to 5 minutes for it to get rendered, right? So that's the crux. Ian, over to you again. But I think hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if I'd love to field questions, right? Obviously, I mean, I'd love to kind of take.
Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna have some time for some questions at the end, so do keep those comments and questions coming. We've got some interesting ones so far, and I think I mean this is I'm very, very strict with the tools and services that I recommend, because there's so many out there, and I think there are a couple of things that are really important to me, and I'm sure you would agree with this, is that it's got to obviously be a good quality tool. It's got to save time and as well. But I think the ethos of the company, the people behind it, the customer service is everything to me. And so, it was great to meet you guys. At Social Media Marketing World in San Diego, and I just really do believe in what you're doing, and the fact that you're building the tool. Actually in the last couple of months, I think, was it Carrie was saying that it's amazing what you've done since she signed up earlier this year. There's just so many improvements. And so it's amazing to see that. I've used tools that just stagnate. And so you sign up and then nothing changes.
So it's a singular vision, right, Ian? As you pointed out, we feel that the envelope has not been pushed when it comes to video creation for years now, right? Adobe has been kind of the dominant player, and I think wrongfully so, because with all the technology under the sun, and with all due respect, I feel that the user interface has not really seen any major improvements, right? It hasn't seen disruption. So we are saying that we'll give you 80% of the capability that Adobe has, which pretty much covers 90% of the use cases, right? 90% of people never need a complex editor like that. But at the same time, we're saying that we'll make it so intuitive and so easy that, a 9-year-old kid could do it, right? So, I mean, that's literally been our philosophy since day one. And that's why, in fact, John, David, a lot of people who are joining in here are actually real old timers. They love us. We've got a relationship with them. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in.
No, that's great. I can definitely say a wonderful community. Well, I'm going to just take you off briefly, and we'll bring you back, Abhilash. It's great to have you. Thank you so much for that. But what I want to do, by the way, you can definitely tell I've got COVID-19 hair at the moment. I'm so looking forward to getting my first haircut. But enough of that. Let's just see where we are. Right. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to you're hopefully going to be really excited with the special deal I'm going to give you. I mean, Abhilash said already that the tool is from $10 per month. Yes, there's a free version of this that you can play around with everything, and you can download things with the watermark. But I mean, $10 per month is amazing. But I just want to go through the benefits again, because we've talked about those big issues, the big issues of time, effort, and cost. And I feel that continually I love going live, but then I feel this kind of pressure to create all this other content from that. And yes, I think I've created a really good system, but I've been looking for a while for a way to create content from my live videos more quickly and easily. And so I think Invideo really is that tool, because it provides a massive library of over 3,500 custom design templates. So you don't have to create things from scratch. I know John Upton was talking the best ways to create from scratch, and I think I probably will be doing that quite a lot, but you don't have to. You don't have to be a designer or an editor. You can create that quickly and easily from over 3,500 custom design templates, covering every industry and use case, which is amazing. And if you don't believe me, just sign up and you will see this. Second of all, you've got an inbuilt library of more than 1 million images and video clips that will remove the need to shoot. So you don't have to, I mean, you can upload your own video. In fact, that's what I sometimes do. I'll upload little snippets of my own content, but you don't have to. You can get that. You don't have to get on camera. You can actually use images and videos, professional quality images and videos into your videos in Invideo. And the editor, I mean, it's been getting better and better and better, but it's so powerful and intuitive. You know, it's okay. It might not be as powerful as Premiere Pro, but as Abhilash was saying, you know, it's 80% the power, and it's so much easier. I mean, every time I open Premiere Pro, I close it down again. It's just too scary. So yeah, it's a really easy to use editor that will allow you to create customized videos from the ground up. And one of the things I really love is the 24/7 support. And I mean, I've tested this. They do get back to you, the team, under 1 minute. Really, really helpful stuff. And they've got a super helpful community on Facebook with over 8,000 marketers and business owners. The team behind Invideo, I really love them. I just really believe in what they've got. They're always wanting to make this an even better tool. And so they're not willing just to keep still on this. So let's talk about the special deal. This is really, really exciting. So if you thought $10 per month was amazing, I can give you 50% off this tool, which is just, I mean, it's absolutely nuts. This is $5 per month, guys. $5 per month. All you need to do is go to iag.me/Invideo. And I'm sure the team will add that in the comments. I'll add it in the comments in a bit. So if you just go to iag.me/Invideo, you can sign up and get 50% off. So this is from $5 per month. And you can start creating these videos really easily, whether it's from your pre-recorded videos or from your live video, or maybe it's from your podcast or other kind of content. You can create it really quickly and easily. And so I definitely recommend testing this out. It's really, really awesome. Well, thank you guys from Invideo for this amazing deal. It really is absolutely awesome. So let's go back to this. So yeah, iag.me/Invideo is the deal. And if you've got any questions or comments, let us know. I can see a few coming through, but don't be shy. So I'm going to bring in Abhilash back. Hello, you're back.
Hey. So
great to have you again.
Putting in questions, obviously, if you are too shy to put them up here, you can always send them to us. So my email address is abhilash@invideo.io. I think my team will actually get that in the comments below. But yeah, I mean, feel free to write to us. We actually cater to every email that comes in, and you'll get a reply from us in 24 hours.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And yeah, if you want to contact me, my email is ian@iag.me. But if you've got any specific questions about Invideo, the platform, then do email Abhilash. That would be great. We've got some questions here. So yeah, Emir Duffy was asking the question, why does the video have premium on it? So I don't know if there's any differences between the different videos.
No, so not really. So the video clip that we used at that point in time, some of the video clips are premium video clips. So that essentially means that when you're on a free plan, you can't use those premium clips, right? I mean, you can, but you'll get a watermark, right? The moment you kind of get on a subscription plan with us, that the icon still remains there, but it doesn't affect you in any ways. You can actually use all of those video clips.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for that. So let's have a look. There are other questions. So yeah, I say John Upton just says, yeah, there are different levels. So there's premium videos are not available on all levels. I think Emir says, thank you. I think there was another question. I think one of them was about the new logo. I think John was asking about that. Where can we get the new colored fish logo from?
We can send that over to you, John. Don't worry about it.
That'd be cool. Well, Yeah, if you've got any more questions, I mean, if you're watching the replay, of course, don't feel that you're left out. Put them in the replay, because what I said before is, of course, you can make your live videos into big communities. So do feel free to do that. And I know the guys from Invideo will be monitoring the comments, and I'll ping them in as well. So if you've got any questions, but if you feeling a bit shy, then just reach out to Abhilash. The email address is just
Not
there.
just that, Ian. I'll just go on record. If anyone feels like they need help with planning out these buckets for repurpose content, we'd just tell us your industry or tell us your use case. We'd be happy to just kind of give you a few ideas there as well. So we can do that. That'd be super helpful.
Well, I think that is so helpful. And I over the years I have tried so many different tools out there, whether it's online video creation tools or social media management tools. And I think one of the big problems that people have is they sign up for a nice shiny tool and then they think, okay, what do I do now? And so I think this is why the support is so important. So I mean, I've used lots and lots of tools before. I went in and I just had a few questions, so I just asked support. And they were amazing. They got back to me, and it was actually so obvious. I kind of felt really silly, but they were fine with me and they were really helpful. So you've got that 24-hour support. So if you're working at this at 2 a.m., don't worry, you can ask somebody. So that's cool. So thank you, Emmy. Says brilliant presentation, guys. Thank you so much. Jim Jonas is here. He says, hi Jim, hope you're doing all well. He says this looks super cool. Definitely check it out at iag.me/Invideo. Martin, hold on, where is he? Martin says, I'm going to take advantage of the special offer. You hooked me. Oh, well, I'm glad we did that. That's good. That's great. And of course, don't forget to join the Invideo community on Facebook, which is a really active one. So if you just search for Invideo, you'll find this under groups. So definitely do that.
Yep.
Great. Have you got any final thoughts before we go?
No, I think we've given them all the gunpowder that they needed.
I think so.
I don't think there is any reason for you to actually shy away from doing this. Now that you don't even have to shoot. I think the only impediment is you, and we are here to kind of help you overcome that fear, right? So I think we should go all out on this. A live video is a great asset. You put in a lot of effort and time into creating it, right? You get the right guest. So it's actually your responsibility to kind of make the most of it, right? Juice it out, just kind of leverage it as much as you can. That's a central philosophy here at Invideo, and I think everyone should do it. So Thanks a lot, Ian, for having me on the show and for having Invideo on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. It's been great to have you on. And if you've got any questions, guys, do get in touch. And again, just go to iag.me/Invideo to get that amazing deal. But I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Abhilash. It's been great to have you on. But we'll leave it there. So until next time, I encourage you to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of confident live video. See you soon. Bye.